guys, what is going on? I hope you're all doing fantastic. Today I want to talk about upgrading my motorcycle. Right now fall is coming, so it doesn't make sense for me to upgrade to a bigger bike this year, but in the last couple of months I have got the urge to get something a little bit faster and more exciting than this 300. The 300 is absolutely awesome. It's a fantastic beginner bike, but sometimes you just want to have a little bit more power and something that scares you when you ride it, and the 300 definitely not scares you at all. So I have been thinking about upgrading to a bigger motorcycle. I have been looking at a few different 600s on the internet, maybe even a bigger bike, I don't know yet. My plan is to arrange some test rides next year and to take my time to get a proper comparison between the offerings of all the different manufacturers, and then to decide when it's time. I don't want to hurry into a decision like I did with this 300. Also, I got pretty lucky when I decided to get it, but I just want to take my time this year. I will definitely check out the 636 by Kawasaki and the R6 by Yamaha, maybe the KTM 690 Duke. Yeah, and maybe Triumph Speed Triple. I don't know. I will definitely try to get a few different test rides in. I will make videos about it, that's for sure. And maybe you can leave me some suggestions what other bikes I should look into. What I want is a bike with at least 100 horsepower. It should be a sports bike or a naked bike, and it should scare me, but it shouldn't be too difficult to ride. It should have ABS and maybe even some riding modes, although I don't really need them. It's not critical that they have it, but it would be nice to have at least a wet mode for rainy days. Yeah, and it should also be good looking, because for me the looks of a bike are really important. Well, maybe you can leave some suggestions in the comments below, and then I will have a closer look at the bikes you suggest, and maybe I will test ride them. I don't know, but I would really appreciate your opinion. By the way, I also wanted to talk about upgrading too early, because in my opinion many riders upgrade too early to a bigger motorcycle. They say stuff like, well, I have been riding my 300 for about 3 months and yeah, it just don't scare me at all. And then they upgrade to a bigger bike, but they haven't really experienced the full capabilities of the 300. Most of the time they will just ride in a straight line, and then of course the 300 gets boring on the straight line, but that's not what motorcycles are made for. They're made for cornering, and you can have lots of fun on a 300 in the twisties. But what I have noticed though is that the 300 is lacking a little bit power when you accelerate out of the corners. But to get back to the point, I don't think you should upgrade too early, because yeah, you can control your 300 perfectly, and even in the corners it will forgive you mistakes you make, but you still should at least have about 5,000 kilometers of riding experience before getting to a bigger bike. Of course, this can vary. And I don't say that you will kill yourself when you upgrade to a bigger motorcycle, because that for sure won't. Okay, not for sure, but this will probably not happen. But what I'm saying, or what I'm trying to say, is that if you upgrade too early, you can't fully use the capabilities of your bigger bike, and it will take you much longer to reach the full potential of this new motorcycle than if you just would have stick with the smaller motorcycle for a little bit longer. I know maybe 300s aren't as cool, but who cares? It's about getting experiences and getting a better rider, and for me the small bikes are awesome for that, and they're also pretty comfortable, so that's a plus sign. But as I have said, I've now done about 10,000 kilometers, and I feel like I'm ready for a bigger motorcycle. I want something that scares me again, but that I also can take to the racetrack without difficulties. And that's where 300 is maybe a little bit too slow when all the other dudes on his fucking cell phone. So when all the other dudes are on bigger bikes like 600s and 1000s, and then there's the 300, and this is just too slow for the racetrack. So I want a bigger bike to be able to go to the racetrack, and yeah, maybe, as I said before, I would really appreciate if you could leave some suggestions down below, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. And it's so hot. I'm already sweating, although I'm only on the bike for about 2 to 3 minutes, but thankfully there's already the post office. Let's return it real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Explore Germany. Today I'm on my way to a very old and special windmill. It is located in the little village of Geldern,